Christmas University Challenge. Asking the questions, Emil Roger.
Hello and welcome once again to this year's Christmas University Challenge. We're at the semi-final stage already. All heats have now been played. And in this match and the next, the 4 highest scoring winning teams will be playing again for a place in the series final. First to qualify for the semis this year were the team from Durham, whose winning score of 265 against Warwick was comfortably the highest of the round. In that match, they answered a very impressive 70% of their bonus questions correctly, scoring full marks on sets about actors who have played Tom Ripley, furniture and comets. Their team is unchanged and includes a professor of art history at the University of Sussex, who's an expert in Byzantine art, a writer, broadcaster and award-winning food critic who is also director of a major talent agency, the co-leader of the Green Party of England and Wales and MP for Bristol Central, and an author and content creator who has pioneered TikTok journalism in the UK. Let's meet them once again.
Hi, I'm Liz James. I graduated from Durham in 1985 with a degree in ancient history and archaeology.
Hello, I'm Tracy MacLeod and I graduated in 1982 with a degree in English.
And their captain.
Hi, I'm Carla Denyer. I studied mechanical engineering at Durham, graduating in 2009.
Hello, I'm Sophia Smith-Gaylor. I studied Spanish and Arabic at Durham and I graduated in 2016.
They're facing the team from Worcester College, Oxford, who are here having beaten Bristol in a very close heat. The rules of the game seem to slip their mind on a few occasions, but their knowledge of the novels of Charles Dickens, the poetry of Derek Walcott and English spa towns helped them to a final score of 155 points, the third highest of the round. Their lineup also remains the same and includes a multi-award-winning poet, playwright, critic and librettist, another award-winning writer who is also a campaigner on issues including climate change, a food critic and author of multiple books on food, and a respiratory scientist and clinician who is one of the most highly cited researchers in the world. Let's hear them introduce themselves for the second time.
Hello, I'm Glenn Maxwell. I studied English and I graduated in 1985.
Hello, I'm Alice Jolly. I studied modern history and I graduated in 1989.
And their captain?
Hello, I'm Tom Parker Bowles. I studied English and I graduated in 1997.
Hello, I'm Peter Barnes and I graduated in medicine in 1972.
Welcome back. You all know how this works. You're looking very nervous. I think we better get on with it. Right, fingers on buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. Good luck. The Renaissance, the Bay Tree, the Coronation and the Lilies of the Valley are among the nicknames given to specific examples of what highly valuable objects commissioned from a St. Petersburg jewellery house by Tsars...
Worcester Parker Bowles.
The Fabergé egg.
They are the Fabergé eggs. Well done. Your bonuses then, Worcester, are 3 questions on backgammon. The third panel of which Renaissance triptych features images of diabolical creatures torturing their victims in a setting that includes dice, cards and a backgammon board?
Yeah.
Is that
That's right.
Bosch.
No, I'm afraid I asked for the name of the work, and the work was The Garden of Earthly Delights by Bosch. Bad luck. Which novel by Charles Dickens features a scene in which Mrs. Sparsit, a housekeeper with aristocratic connections, pursues her master, Mr. Bounderby, to play backgammon in order to cheer him up?
I've literally just seen this. Just wait, or Dombey and Son. Dombey, you think maybe?
Try Dombey and Son, because I don't know it and I haven't read that one.
Dombey and Son?
It's hard times. Which 1962 American thriller includes a scene in which a mother and daughter play backgammon on an isolated houseboat? The film stars Gregory Peck as a defence attorney stalked by a sadistic ex-convict played by Robert Mitchum.
Cape Fear. Yeah. Cape Fear.
It is Cape Fear, yeah. Let's start the question. Signed on Christmas Eve 1814, the Treaty of Ghent agreed an end to military hostilities between the UK and which country? It had declared war 2 years earlier as a result of tensions over the imposition of trade restrictions, Royal Navy press-ganging and British support of native people resisting this country's expansion due to the perceived threat it posed to British colonial possessions.
Durham James.
America.
Yes, it was the United States of America, yeah. Your bonus is, Durham, are 3 questions on a playwright and film adaptations of his work. Malcolm Washington's 2024 film, The Piano Lesson, is an adaptation of a Pulitzer Prize-winning work by which African-American playwright? The play is one of a series known as either the Pittsburgh Cycle or the Century Cycle.
Don't know it at all, I'm afraid. Any inklings?
African-American playwright.
Should we try James Baldwin?
I don't think he's really a playwright, is he?
If you've got nothing else,
Let's go.
James
Should we say James Baldwin?
James Baldwin?
No, it's August Wilson. In George C. Wolfe's 2020 film adaptation of Wilson's play Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, who played the titular blues singer? Her other roles include Annalise Keating in How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, I've watched that, but I cannot remember.
What year did they say it was? Did he say it was?
Oh, Ma Rainey's Black...
Is it the film version?
The film version came out quite recently. Like, it's a relatively modern film. It has been too.
I just don't know.
Sorry, pass.
It's Viola Davis. Davis also played Rose Maxson in Denzel Washington's 2016 adaptation of which play by Wilson? She won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her performance.
Don't know any August Wilson plays, I'm afraid.
I don't really know. She was in The Help, but I don't think it's that. I'm trying to think of other films she's been in.
My mind's gone.
I'm going to nominate you as Better Than Nothing.
I don't think it's that, but The Help.
No, it's Fences.
Yeah.
Bad luck. Let's start the question. In ancient Rome, what short word denoted a whitened board on which official information was written in black? From the 17th century, the same word came to be used of a book of blank pages for recording literary contributions, and in the 19th century for storing and displaying collectible items. In the 20th century, gramophone records were sold in this form, hence the present-day use, meaning a number of audio recordings issued as a single item.
Worcester Maxwell.
Album?
It is album, yes. Your bonuses, Worcester, are 3 questions on mammals native to an island. A possible candidate for de-extinction or resurrection, the thylacine was a carnivorous marsupial, often referred to as the tiger or wolf of what southern hemisphere island?
Tasmanian devil. Tasmanian devil.
I'm so sorry, I can't accept that. The Tasmanian devil is actually a different animal, and I asked for the island. Bad luck. The island is Tasmania that we're after. Now found only in Tasmania, the rufous-bellied pademelon and eastern bettong are smaller members of what marsupial family, which also includes kangaroos and wallabies? Its name comes from the Greek for large foot.
Come on, it's not dromedary. Pass.
It's macropod. The semi-aquatic rakali is one of only a very small number of native Tasmanian mammals belonging to what large order? Although sometimes called the Australian otter, unlike the otter, it is not a member of the order Carnivora.
I think it's platypus.
Platypus. No, it's rodents. The rakali is also known as Australia's water rat. Picture round now, and for your picture starter, you're going to see the logo of a UK national park. For 10 points, please give me its name.
Worcester Parker Bowls.
Snowdonia.
It is indeed Snowdonia. Yes, well done. You saw there the logo of Snowdonia, or Erie, one of the first parks created following the National Parks and Access to the Countryside Act, 75 years old this year. For your picture bonuses, 3 more national park logos, 5 points for each you can name. First, this national park, which was established in 2002.
Is it like the wetlands?
Yes, it's a wetland.
Like Barnes? What's it called?
Barnes Wetland Centre. Should I say that?
Yeah, let's try it.
Barnes Wetland Centre.
No, it's Loch Lomond and the Trossachs. Secondly, this park, which was established in 2005.
It's got to be Exmoor. Oh, not Exmoor, sorry. New Forest. New Forest?
Go for it, yeah.
New Forest?
Yes. And lastly, this park, which was established in 1951.
Is it the Lake District? The Lake District. The Lake District.
Yes, it is. Well done. Let's start the question now. What punctuation mark is used in the programming languages Java, PHP and C++ to represent the NOT operator? In mathematics, to represent the factorial operation. In the International Phonetic Alphabet, to represent alveolar clicks. And on...
Durham Denya.
Exclamation mark?
It is indeed. Well done. Your 3 bonuses, Durham, are on teams that play in the FA Women's Super League. 5 points for each team that you can identify. First, the team who lost the 2024 Women's FA Cup final to Manchester United. They play their home games at Brisbane Road, the home of the Leyton Orient men's team.
Over to you,
Well, there'll
James.
be a London team.
West Ham. West Ham.
No, it's Spurs or Tottenham Hotspur. Secondly, a team making their debut in the Women's Super League in the 2024-25 season, having won the previous season's Women's Championship. They play their home games at the VBS Community Stadium, the home of the Sutton United men's team.
Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace.
It is Crystal Palace. Finally, the team who have won a record 7 Women's Super League titles, they play their home games at Kings Meadow, the former home of the AFC Wimbledon men's team.
Chelsea.
Yes, it is. Let's start the question. I need a specific term here. Herbert Spencer's 1896 work, The Synthetic Philosophy, comprised volumes on biology, psychology, morality, and what discipline? It had earlier been named as one of the great divisions of science by Auguste Comte, who is often credited with coining the term in question. L.F. Ward pioneered this field in the United States, calling it the study of associative habits, and in 1906 he became the first president of the learned association known as the ASA.
Dara McLeod.
Sociology?
It is indeed, yes, well worked out. 3 bonuses on terms in Thai cuisine. What short Thai word means to stir fry, for example, in the name of a popular street food dish of fried rice noodles, widely regarded as Thailand's national dish?
Pad
Must be
Thai.
pad
So it
Thai,
must be
so
pad.
is it pad?
Yes.
Or is
Pad.
Yes. The term kaprao, sometimes krapao, indicates the use of which herb in the mint family, specifically the holy variety, which has a distinctive licorice-like taste?
it's basil?
Basil.
Yes. The term prick denotes the presence of what culinary vegetable? Popular varieties in Thailand include prick ki nu, literally translated as mouse dropping, and also known as bird's eye.
Oh, chili.
Chili.
Chilies.
Yes, that's right. Well done. Let's start the round now. The 26th of December 1963 saw the US release of which single by the Beatles, which, with its B-side, I Saw Her Standing There, would go on to become their first to reach the top of the Billboard charts, reaching #1 in early February 19...
Worcester Barnes.
Love Me Do.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Durham, you can hear more of the questions, but you may not confer. In early February 1964. It was their 4th single to be released in the United States, following Please Please Me, From Me to You, and She Loves You.
Dara McLeod.
I Want to Hold Your Hand?
Yes, well done. Your bonuses, Durham, are 3 questions on an artist. The statue Mother with Her Dead Son, found in the Neue Wache in Berlin, is an enlarged version of a sculpture by which artist? It was dedicated to her son, Peter, who died in the First World War.
Jennifer Colvitz. I can't hear.
Do you want to nominate?
Nominate James.
Kath Kulvitz.
Yes, Kata Kollwitz, well done. In 1920, Kollwitz created a memorial woodcut print to which political activist, a founding member of the Communist Party of Germany. He was executed in 1919 alongside Rosa Luxemburg after the suppression of a Spartacist League uprising.
I should know this, but I don't.
I don't. I know I don't.
I think I did once.
Pass.
That's the thing about getting older, isn't it? Karl Liebknecht is the answer we're after. What is the short one-word title of Kollwitz's 1923 woodcut sequence, a sardonic reversal of German propaganda that includes works with the titles The Sacrifice and The Volunteers?
No. Pass.
It's War or Krieg. Let's start the question now. Named for the many whale remains and shipwrecks that have been driven aground by the Benguela current, the Skeleton Coast is in the north of which country of southern Africa? The coast stretches approximately from the port of Walvis Bay northwards to the mouth of the Kunene River on the port...
Worcester Barnes.
Namibia.
It is Namibia. Well done. Your bonuses, Worcester, are on the Scottish economist Adam Smith. According to a 19th century biography, when studying at Oxford, Smith was punished after being caught reading Treatise of Human Nature, a work published between 1739 and 1740 by which philosopher?
Is it Locke? Should we try Locke? Yeah, Locke. Locke.
No, it's David Hume. This is a quote. Every individual neither intends to promote the public interest nor knows how much he is promoting it. He intends only his own gain, and he is in this led to promote an end which was no part of his intention. What two-word figurative term did Smith introduce to describe this leading force?
Nominate Jolly.
Laissez-faire?
No, it's the invisible hand. The Oxford Companion to British History states that, quote, Smith's reputation was founded on his 1759 work on ethics, titled The Theory of Moral... what?
Turpitude? No. Turpitude?
Not quite. It's The Theory of Moral Sentiments. Music round now. And for your music starter, you're going to hear a piece of music from the 1980s. For 10 points, I need you to name the band performing.
Walk her every day into a shady place. With her lips she said it, pile, pile, pile,
Worcester Parker Bowls.
Bangles.
No, you can hear a bit more Durham, but you may not confirm. Come on, never go, someone.
Durham McLeod.
Hull.
No, it's the Pixies. We'll take your bonuses in just a second. From 1724 to 1725, which author wrote a series of political pamphlets now known collectively as the Drapier's Letters, which protest the British government's decision to award a patent to one William Wood to mint a new copper coinage for Ireland? Writing in the guise of a pious, hard-working Dublin draper, he argued not only that the scheme would bring economic ruin to Ireland, but also that Ireland should have more freedom to govern itself.
Durham James.
I'm going to hazard a wild guess and say Defoe.
No, you may not confer.
Worcester Jolly.
Swift?
It is Jonathan Swift. Well done. For your music starter, you heard Gigantic from the 1988 album Surfer Rosa, produced by audio engineer Steve Albini, who died in 2024. For your music bonuses, 3 more tracks engineered by Albini. In each case, I need you to name the performer. First, this solo artist.
Susie Sue. Susie Sue.
It's PJ Harvey. Secondly, this band.
You and your sister could tell by the back of their heads it wasn't dinosaur.
Come on.
Belly?
No, it was Dinosaur Act by Low. Lastly, this band.
What else could I write? I don't have the right. What else should I be? All apologies.
Tom Petty.
Oh, come on. That was All Apologies by Nirvana. Where were you in the 1990s?
Dancing.
Dancing. Let's start the question. Following years of overhunting and habitat destruction, the California grizzly bear was last sighted in 1924 in which US national park? An endangered species of giant tree.
Worcester Parker Bowls.
Yellowstone.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Shares its name with this park, the largest example of which, General Sherman, can be found within its boundaries.
Darren Smith-Gaylor.
Redwood.
No, I can't take that. I'm so sorry. It's Sequoia. Bad luck. Supposedly invented around the year 1500 for a competition held by Doge Andrea Doria and distinctively featuring pine nuts as a major ingredient, pan dolce is a traditional Christmas fruitcake of which northern Italian...
Darren Denyer.
Oh, I buzzed too early.
I'm afraid you lose 5 points. This city is also the namesake of a type of light, air-leavened French sponge cake that may be used to make bûche de Noël or Yule logs.
Worcester Barnes.
Genoa.
It is Genoa. Well done. Your bonuses then, with the scores level, are on authors who have contributed to The Future Library, a public art project by Katie Patterson that aims to collect an original work from a major author every year from 2014 to the year 2114, at which point all 100 will be published for the first time. First, which Zimbabwean author deposited a work with the library in 2022, shortly before facing trial in Zimbabwe for anti-government protests? Her other works include the novels Nervous Conditions and This Mournable Body.
That's a guess anyway.
And Chodi?
No, it's Tsitsi Danga Remga. A manuscript titled The Last Taboo was contributed in 2018 by which British-Turkish writer whose novels include The Island of Missing Trees and The 40 Rules of Love?
Nominate Jolly.
Elif Shafak.
No, I'm afraid I can't. That's not her name. Bad luck. It's Elif Shafak. Bad luck, Alice. Finally, which Canadian author was the first to donate a work to the project? Entitled Scribbler Moon, in the chronology of her works as written, it lies between Mad Adam and The Heart Goes Last.
Nominate Maxwell.
Margaret Atwood?
That is Margaret Atwood. Well done. Let's start the question. On the 13th of December 2024, which country celebrates its 50th Republic Day, commemorating the removal of Queen Elizabeth II as monarch and head of state and the creation of a republic within the Commonwealth by the government of Prime Minister Dom Mintoff? Almost 30...
Worcester Barnes.
Malta.
It is Malta, yes. Your bonuses, Worcester, are 3 questions on the finales of well-known orchestral pieces. First performed in 1824, which symphonic work ends with a molto prestissimo section to vocal accompaniment that translates as "Be embraced, you millions"? I need the composer and the number or by name of the work.
It'll be something quite famous.
Yeah, should just try one of Beethoven's. Yeah. Beethoven's fifth.
Beethoven's fifth?
Bad luck. It's Beethoven's 9th. Bad luck. Representing Roman soldiers, a powerful timpani beat and trumpet fanfares conclude the final section of what tone poem by Ottorino Respighi, first performed in 1924?
Prose poet. The Rifle of Queen Sheba was not on this, isn't it? Prose.
Nothing's coming. No.
Come on.
Pass.
It's The Pines of Rome. Concluding with a 5-voice fugue-like passage combining all 5 major themes of the piece at once, the final symphony of which composer was posthumously nicknamed Jupiter?
No. Horse too obvious.
No, that's the planets.
Yeah. Who's the other one?
Yeah, go for that.
Elgar. No, it's Mozart. Let's start the question. And it's a picture round now. For your picture starter, you will see a painting. For 10 points, name the artist.
Worcester Maxwell.
Sergeant.
No, you can have a bit more time, Durham. No conferring. Take a punt? No, I'll tell you. It was Millet. We'll take your picture bonuses in a second. In agriculture, candling is a process used to assess the viability of which biological objects. It uses a focused light to reveal and study their contents, paying particular...
Durham, Denya.
Eggs.
It is eggs, yes, well done. You did see a moment ago John Everett Millet's 1873 painting, Winter Fuel, depicting the collection of firewood for winter. For your picture bonuses, you'll see 3 more paintings that show people collecting firewood. Name the artist in each case. First, this 1865 painting by an American artist.
Any American painters of that era that spring to mind?
No, none, sorry.
William Wyeth is a name that's coming to me, but is
Just say it. Nominate MacLeod.
William Wyeth?
No, it's Winslow Homer. Next, this late 19th century work.
I want to say
It's
Rossetti.
horrid.
It looks like Rossetti by the faces, but
It's
it
definitely
looks pre-Raphaelite.
Yeah.
But
Do you want to guess Rossetti?
It's as good as anything.
Rossetti?
No, it's Stanhope. Finally, this 18th century painting.
Anyone know?
can we just guess?
Reynolds? What have I got? Sargent and Reynolds. I have
Go with the art historian.
Reynolds.
No, it's Gainsborough.
Oh.
Bad luck. 5 points in it. What single word precedes nationalism in the title of a 2024 book by Richard Seymour outlining the rise of global far-right movements? The same word precedes capitalism in a term coined by Naomi Klein to describe economic regimes that pursue privatisation and deregulation.
Worcester Jolly.
Ultra.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. In the aftermath of major crises.
Durham, Denya.
Disaster.
Disaster is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Durham, are 3 questions on a medical condition. Protonopia and deuteranopia, caused by anomalous opsin proteins, are types of what genetic medical condition?
genetic medical condition, protonopia and deuteranopia. Linguist,
Sort of
what
sounds
do
like
those
first and second.
No idea.
First and second.
Dual, yeah. First, second.
Protonopia.
Come on.
No idea.
What's a genetic hereditary condition?
There's loads.
Just pick one at random and give it a go.
Come on.
Don't know.
Yeah,
I'll
pass.
tell you, it's colour blindness. Red-green colour blindness can be diagnosed using a test named after what Japanese scientist? In this test, patients attempt to find numbers or lines hidden within patterns of coloured dots.
I mean, I can picture the thing, but I wouldn't know what it's called. I don't think we can guess it, can we?
No, pass.
That's Shinobu Ishihara. Colour blindness arises from malfunctions in what class of photoreceptor cells in the retina? These are generally responsible for colour vision and are contrasted with their rod cell counterparts.
Cones, definitely.
Cone cells.
Yes, 3.5 minutes to go. The director Mati Diop won the Golden Bear at the 2024 Berlin International Film Festival for a documentary concerning a collection of royal treasures from which former West African kingdom that had been taken...
Worcester Barnes.
Benin.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. That had been taken from this kingdom by France in the 19th century. The film examines their repatriation in 2021 to the present-day Republic of Benin. Have a guess if you're going to. No, I'll tell you.
Durham McLeod.
Senegal.
No, it's Dahomey. Bad luck, Peter. We specifically wanted the historical kingdom rather than the modern-day country. Bad luck. Which novel opens with the words translated as, quote, someone must have slandered Joseph K. for, without having done any...
Worcester Maxwell.
The Trial.
It is The Trial, yes. Your bonuses are, Worcester, are 3 questions on winners of the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film. Directed by Domi Shi, which Disney Pixar short won the award in 2019? It concerns a Chinese mother with empty nest syndrome, and its title is a short Chinese word meaning a steamed yeasted bun or dumpling.
Bow.
Yes, broadcast first on BBC One and iPlayer on Christmas Eve 2022. The 2023 winner was an adaptation of a children's book by Charlie Maxey, titled The Boy, the Mole, and which other 2 animals?
Horse and...
Come on.
Horse and mole.
No, bad luck. It was The Fox and the Horse. Dave Mullins won the award in 2024 for a film about a carrier pigeon delivering messages between 2 soldiers playing chess. It has what 3-word title taken from that of a Christmas song by John Lennon and Yoko Ono?
War is over. War is over.
Yes, now start the question. What 2-word phrase links a 1974 film comprising a number of clips from Showboat, Singing in the Rain and other MGM musicals with a single from the 1980 album...
Durham McLeod.
That's entertainment.
It is That's Entertainment. Your bonuses on a French département. The Orne département, that's O-R-N-E, is in which French region? Neighbouring départements include Manche and Calvados.
Normandy.
Yes, born in Orne in 1768, Charlotte Corday was the assassin of which journalist and revolutionary killed in 1793?
Nominate James. Marat.
Yes, its creation attributed to Marie Harel, who died in 1844. What soft cheese takes its name from a village in the Orne département?
Oh, with O-R-N.
I didn't actually... I stopped listening to the question.
What soft cheese that's from Orne?
There's brie and camembert.
Come on.
Rochefort. Who knows?
Rochefort?
It's camembert. Now start the question. In the 18th and 19th centuries, Joseph Bramah, Jeremiah Chubb and Linus Yale Jr. were among the inventors...
Worcester Maxwell.
Keys.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. The inventors of different types of what device?
Durham James.
Locks.
It is locks. Bad luck, Lynn. Your bonuses are on countries that mark the 80th anniversary of their independence or independence movements in 2024. In each case, I need you to name the country. Issued in January 1944, the Proclamation of Independence of which country called for its full independence from colonial powers under its then monarch, Mohammed V?
What year was it?
80-year anniversary this year.
1944.
Morocco?
No idea.
Come on.
Go Morocco.
Egypt? Should we say Morocco?
Egypt.
You are, it was Morocco. And that the guy, Worcester College Oxford have 85 and Durham have 120. Honestly, you were so... Oh, it's very generous of you guys to applaud, especially you, Glyn, because I think that's going to haunt you for quite some time. Keys, locks, you knew the answer, didn't you? And then you might have got those bonuses. But you guys played brilliantly in a very, very tight game. Durham, you made it very stressful, didn't you? Made it very stressful for yourself.
so much
Semi-final's harder, isn't it?
It does get well. That's kind of that happens. That's not an accident, you know. That does happen. Wait till you get to the final. But we shall see you again. Congratulations, you made it to the final. I hope you can join us next time for the second of this year's semi-finals. But until then, it is goodbye from Worcester College, Oxford.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's goodbye for now from Durham University.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.